Hello friends, today I am going to discuss a grammar topic. The title of the topic is Change the Voice. Friends, there are two types of voice. One is called active voice and another one is called passive voice. Firstly, let us know about active voice. When the verb speaks of its subject as acting, it is said to be in active voice. Means the subject is performing the action and the subject comes before the action in the sentence. Friends, let me tell you an example. Here, I write a letter. In the sentence, I is the subject. Subject is a person or thing that we are talking about, who is doing the action. So, I is the subject. Write is the verb. Verb is a word that indicates an action. A verb is the part of a sentence that tells us what the subject performs. What do? I write. That is the verb. A letter is the object. So, how can you find an object? Some students feel that the last part of the sentence is the object. But it is not so. If we ask the question, what is the action done? Or whom do the action done? The answer you get, that is the object. So that is why a letter is the object. Let me tell you another example of the active voice. Ram eats a mango. Here in this sentence, Ram is the subject. He is the door of the action. Eats is the verb. What does he do? It indicates an action. So, eats is the verb. A mango is the object in this sentence. So, please note that in active voice, the subject is given supreme importance. So friends, now let us know about passive voice. When the verb speaks of its subject or being acted upon or having something done to it, it is said to be in passive voice. Means a sentence is in passive voice. The subject is being acted on by the verb and the subject typically comes after the action. So please note that in passive voice, object is given supreme importance. So, let us see how to change the voice from active voice to passive voice. There are some rules. The first rule is that the object of the active voice is to be changed into subject in passive voice. Means, friends, the object becomes subject. The second rule is that the subject of the active voice is to be changed into object in passive voice. Means, the subject becomes object. Next, the third rule is that after the subject, proper form of the verb be, is, are, was, were is to be used according to the tense and the number of subject. Means, the verb changes according to the tense and the number of subject. The fourth rule is that the word by is to be added before the object. Means, we have used by before the object. So friends, now let us see which are the other changes. If there is I in active voice, it becomes me in passive voice. If there is we in active voice, it becomes us in passive voice. If there is you in active voice, it remains you in passive voice. If there is he in active voice, it becomes him in passive voice. If there is she in active voice, it becomes her in passive voice. If there is it in active voice, it becomes it in passive voice. If there is they in active voice, it becomes them in passive voice. If there is a name of person, means Ram, it remains the same, means Ram. So these are the changes. Friends, now we will learn how can a sentence of simple present tense of active voice change into passive voice. As well as we will learn how can a sentence of simple past tense of active voice change into passive voice. We will learn also how can a sentence of simple future tense of active voice change into passive voice. I will tell you one trick. The trick is that if there is simple present tense, simple past tense and simple future tense, That time use a formula, that is to be plus past participle of the verb. Let me explain in detail which are the helping verbs of to be. Am is are, was were, and shall be and will be. Am is are indicate present tense, was were indicate past tense, and shall be or will be indicate future tense. So, if there is simple present tense, the formula is am is are plus past participle of the verb. If there is simple past tense, the formula is was were plus past participle of the verb. If there is simple future tense, the formula is shall be oblique will be plus past participle of the verb. I explain in detail. Firstly, we will see simple present tense. The formula is am is are plus past participle of the verb. Let us see one example of simple present tense. I write a letter. I told you the rules. The rules are that the subject became object. The second rule is that the object becomes subject, and the third rule is that change the verb according to the tense and the number of subject. So, which is the subject in this sentence? I is the subject. Which is the verb in this sentence? Write is the verb in this sentence. And which is the object in this sentence? A letter is the object in this sentence. So, let us see. Now, the subject becomes object and the object became subject. Change the verb. I will take here object, that is a letter. Then I will take is and the past participle of the write, return. Then I will take by and I became me. So the sentence is a letter is written by me. Let me tell you another an example of simple present tense. Ram eats a mango. So, which is the subject? Ram is the subject. Which is the verb? Eats is the verb. And which is the object? A mango is the object. So, the subject becomes object, the object became subject, and change the verb according to the tense and the number of subject. So, firstly, I take a mango. Then I take is from Yamizar. Then past participle of its is eaten, then I take by, and Ram remains Ram. So the sentence is a mango is eaten by Ram. Now let's see an example of simple past tense. The formula is was were plus past participle of the verb, and here is an example. He heard a soft humming. So which is the subject? He is the subject. Which is the verb? Heard is the verb. And which is the object? A soft humming is the object. So you know that the subject becomes object and the object becomes subject, and change the verb according to the tense and the number of subject. Firstly, I take the object, that is a soft humming. Then I take was from was were, then past participle of heard, that is also heard, then by, and he becomes him. So the sentence is a soft humming was heard by him. So friends, let me tell you another one example of simple past tense. Here is the sentence. She offered the prince a bag of seed. So which is the subject? She is the subject. Which is the verb? Offered is the verb. And which is the object? The prince, a bag of seed, also object. Friends, here are two objects. One is the prince and another one is a bag of seed. I told you that if we ask the question, what is the action done, you will get direct object. If we ask the question, whom do the action done, the answer you get indirect object. So firstly, I take a bag of seed. Then I take was, then past participle of the verb offered, that is also offered, then take the prince, then by, and she becomes her. So the sentence is a bag of seed was offered the prince by her. Let us solve another way. I take the prince first. Then I take was, then past participle of offered, that is also offered, then a bag of seed, then by, then she becomes her. So the sentence is the prince was offered a bag of seed by her. Now we will see an example of simple future tense. The formula is shall be oblique will be plus past participle of the verb. Here is an example. The police will arrest him. Friends, which is the subject in the sentence? the police is the subject. Which is the verb in the sentence? Will arrest are the verbs. So, which is the object? Obviously, him is the object. Now, you know the rules. The first rule is that the subject becomes object and the object becomes subject, and change the verb according to the tense and the subject. So, I take here first he, then will be from, shall be or will be, then by the police. So the sentence is he will be arrested by the police. So let us see another an example of simple future tense. Here is the example. I will give you the best education. So which is the subject? I is the subject. And which is the verb? Will give are the verbs. And which is the object? Here are two objects. One is you and another one is the best education. You know the rules that the subject becomes object, the object becomes subject, and change the verb according to the tense and the subject. I take here you, then I will take will be given, then the best education. We can solve another way. I take first the best education, then will be given, then you. So the sentence is the best education will be given to you. So friends, now let us see how can interrogative sentence of active voice change into passive voice. Friends, there are two types of interrogative sentence. First is WH question and second one is yes no type of question. First we will see yes no type of question. Here is an example. Does she sing a song? I make it in a simple sentence. That is, she sings a song. Then I change into passive voice. That is, a song is sung by her. Now, here is an answer. That is a song sung by her. So, now let us see an example of WH question. Here is an example. What was he eating? I make it in a simple sentence. He was eating what? Then we get an answer. That is, what was being eaten by him. Friends, thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, subscribe, like and share it. Thank you.